One of the most famous of many cross-continent adventures was the Oxford and Cambridge expedition, an 18,000-mile overland journey from London to Singapore. Driving the first motorized vehicles ever to use this overland route, the expeditionary drivers were greeted by curious crowds, international press coverage, and champagne toasts on their arrival. But not everyone was happy with the original design. Barbara Wilkes complained to her husband Morris that the vehicle was not female-friendly. She wanted more comfort and fewer sharp edges, which, she said, ruined any number of stockings. In April 1958, Land Rover brought out an entirely new model, the Series 2. It featured a long list of modifications, a larger rear window to improve visibility, rounded quarter lights and fenders. Windows were made of non-scratch glass, and the doors had external handles with locks. The changes made the Series 2 easier to drive without sacrificing durability. Orders flooded in from many countries. They were exploring the jungles of Africa, serving on the front line, and doing jobs few other vehicles could tackle. Customers from around the globe ordered armored cars, ambulances, and even a lightweight version suitable for parachuting in.
And of course, everywhere the Army goes, the Land Rover goes too. Here she goes, weighing well over a ton with trailer. And here she comes, safe and sound.
However, in America, the Land Rover was still something of a curiosity. A few had been imported over the years, but they were a rare sight. And while vehicles such as the Scout and the Bronco were being successfully introduced, on the trails of America, the Jeep was still king. Off-roading became the favorite pastime for families eager to escape the suburbs. But very few of them were doing it in a Land Rover. There were too many other choices, and less expensive too. Another problem, the strict emission regulations in America that would have required special models to be built for import into the States. Rover couldn't afford the investment, and they abandoned the US market. But in England, the Land Rover was the vehicle of choice for off-roading. Seeing how people were actually using 4x4s prompted the company to develop a more civilized vehicle. One that could be at home in the city as well as in the country. Spen King, a young engineer, was chosen to head up the project after successfully developing an innovative gas turbine car. With vehicles like the Ford Bronco and the Chevy Blazer seen as their main rivals, Spen decided to take 10 to 15 Land Rovers on a competitive two-day safari alongside the competition. His design team evaluated the off-road capabilities of Land Rover, and in some cases, the lack of off-road ability of some of the other vehicles. The design team then built several prototypes before finally settling on the one to be called the Range Rover. Coming to market in 1970, it sported a new V8 engine that was powerful and lightweight. Permanent four-wheel drive gave it predictable traction. With its introduction, the new Range Rover, like the Land Rover 22 years before, became the automotive rage in Europe. The Range Rover was unlike any other 4x4. Its innovative design won numerous awards. It was even displayed at the Louvre in Paris as automotive art. To prove that these more refined vehicles could mix it with their stablemates, they were tested on some of the world's toughest country and trails.